Okay, so today it's for me it's going to be hopefully an easy session because I hope to sit and relax and get answer from everybody. Um, but I would like to engage anybody and everybody. So although the team selected about 30 people, I have their pictures, their names in front of me, which helps. Normally, I only see part of the crowd on the screen. Now I have more than that. If you feel encouraged to say something, I would definitely say I'd select that rather than drag you kicking and screaming to speak. Maybe not, maybe you'd like to speak. So one thing to remember actually, a lot of these questions, answers, if you like, insights, I'm sure all of you will know them at some level. It's not a question we're going to discover something, fantastic today. But any of you who have been playing with ChatGPT, can I have a show of hand? How many have used ChatGPT so far? I'd be surprised if somebody did not bothered. If you haven't, please go for it. It is definitely a tool. Not that it is going to tell you something more than you could get on Google, etc. Just maybe easier way to search. But it will soon dawn on you that what matters more than the answers is the question. So you will find AI, no matter how advanced, is quite dumb at asking the questions. It can answer because it's anyway going and researching hundreds of thousands and millions of human input. But questions is a creative act, and humans so far are the masters of that. So that's why, if you like, this presentation is in the format of questions more than answers. And I'd like you to always think that that's what really matters. For instance, I'm going to raise a question. I'll say, let's say, does God exist? Well, this can go anywhere you like. It doesn't matter the answer. But an AI won't ask that question because all is human knowledge, even if it has 170, 80 billion, if you like, data point to interrogate, is going to have all either for God, against God, atheists, etc. It will just give you a summary. But only you ask that question. And you will find every one of those questions is stimulating in that sense. So, are we all ready? All right. So we will start posing the questions. And I hope you enjoy each other's. And if you feel like your colleague said something you want to comment on, let it be an interactive open session rather than just a lecture or something like that. So the very first one I will go to, 6 people who love you are worth. Now, sometimes the answer is not that straightforward, but think about, now I want you to pause, don't worry about this webinar. Do you have 6 people in your life who love you? You might say yes straight away, maybe not, maybe give it a thought. Can you recount them in your head quickly, at least a handful, 5? If that comes up quickly, anyway, you're blessed. And the second, you realize those people have a special place and they are worth what? Let me start asking, who should I ask first? Or should I ask, or do you want to, anybody wants to say something? Okay, Giant jumped into it. Okay, Giant, what do you have to say?
Good morning to you, sir, and good morning to the team. Basically, these people are worth more than gold. They're actually priceless because most of the time they spend standing beside you. If they help you to grow, they help you in terms of relationship, they help you when you are down, and they are always there for you for any support you require. So,
okay, Jayant, I don't want us to go too deep because there are lots of questions and I'm conscious of the time. That's a good answer. And actually what I have here is are worth 6,000 people who just like you. And that really is a wake-up call from all the social media. We have everybody brag that they have 1,000 friends, 500 friends, or LinkedIn, but those people barely like you. And let's face it, you're not going to call them in the middle of the night if you needed help. Those are just acquaintances. Okay, so that's really important to always remember. And if you counted in your head 5 or 6 people, you have to think, how am I nurturing those relationships? That's what's going to count in my life, much more than all the people that I think are my friends that just pure likes and they don't count for much. And actually, people who love you, hopefully, and you love them back, are the only people who are going to be open and honest with you and tell you to your face whether you're right or wrong, whatever you are. The people who like you play politics and they're going to be polite and kind and so on. They don't want to cause an upset. So you don't learn from them that much. Okay, let's go to next one. Now, this one I'm going to ask to one of my sort of 30 participants. Anything you say before but doesn't what? So I'm going to give you an example. If I say to you, I fully agree with you, but I fully agree with you. If I stop there, it's good. If I say, I fully agree with you, but what do you understand from that?
You don't agree.
Well, I said, Shahnat, I know you're eager and I appreciate that, but I want to ask one of the 30. So, who comes up here? Rana. Rana is your turn to speak. So, anything you say before but doesn't, this is not a test. Anything you say is fine. I just happen to have one answer.
Yeah, that means it is not completely, you don't agree completely on it, or you still have a doubt on it.
Correct. So anything you say before but actually doesn't count. If you say, I fully agree with you, I fully understand you, I love this dress, but everything you said before the but becomes conditional and doesn't count. So reflect next time you use the word but. If you say, I love this and it works. I love that color and it looks good on you is one thing. If you say, I love that color, but I'm waiting for whatever going to come next isn't likely to be all that positive. So try and eliminate but if you can help it from your vocabulary, it doesn't help. Forgiveness is not for others. It is for who? For yourself. Who to ask? Don't answer. Now it is the people who have been nominated. Otherwise, I know the eager characters will dominate the talk and then I'll get nowhere. Upender, what do you think?
Yes, sir. This is for myself if I forgive. So because my anger, my stress, everything will be calmed down if I forgive, because you'll stop thinking about that. That's my opinion.
Absolutely. It's a gift from me to me. Actually, it was Nelson Mandela saying, be hating another or being angry with another or aggrieved by another is like drinking a poison, hoping the other will die.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Okay, so when you forgive, and try it, something, but don't go for something so mild that it doesn't matter. Try it where somebody really you're pissed off with, you're annoyed with, you don't want to see their face again. It is amazing. And before I say anything to you, I have tried it myself. Otherwise, it'll be just theory. The relief that comes from it, it's like you turn a page and forget all about it. And every time it comes up, you say, but I have forgiven there. I gifted myself. I'm not going there again. It's over. And even when you meet them again, you find life goes on much more smoothly. Okay, let's see. Efficiency is highly overrated. People say, I work hard, long hours, I'm always busy, da 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 da. That in business, that's really, I think it's highly rated, but I'm saying here overrated. Vacations, walks are just as essential for performance. This is not really a question as much, but I will go there. If you get a chance, and don't wait for holidays to incorporate it in your daily life, just aimlessly wandering, even if you just go to wherever it's possible to walk in your neighborhood with no purpose, take your time. That is just as valuable for your performance as clocking in 16 hours at work. Life isn't about waiting for the rain to stop. Now, this doesn't work so much here because the rain doesn't start here. It takes a long time. Maybe the wind here is more appropriate. So let me choose somebody who is Amr Tabtat. I think we haven't seen your face on the call here because you're always maybe on page 2 or 3. Amr, are you with us?
Sure, I can say life isn't waiting for the rain to stop. It means you can't wait for fair weather to do what you have to do. You have to adapt to your circumstances and make the best out of it.
Yes, it's a valid answer. Life isn't about waiting for the rain to stop. Things are never perfect. Every minute of the day, every day of the week, there will be something or another. But life goes on, and you have to enjoy what life brings to you every minute of the day, not wait until it's all perfect. So it's not about waiting for the rain to stop, it's about dancing in the rain. Are you capable of doing that? Welcoming the rain? I applied that. Again, I like to apply these things. Last weekend, I went with my wife to the desert camping, and last weekend was good. The one before, you can tell I go a lot, and it was windy. And in the desert, that's much worse than the rain because that is a lot of sand. And especially of those of you who like a barbecue, I don't do barbecue these days, but if you like a barbecue, you'll be crunching sand all evening, so it's not fun. So, but you can say, I'm not going as windy, it's going to be sandy, sand gets into your eye, gets into your hair, it's so problematic. But even the sand creates a different condition in the desert. It's quite challenging, it's interesting, and when it's stopped, there's a huge relief. And also when it's windy, it's not so humid, the tents don't get so wet, so you just move on and do it. You don't stop just because it's not perfect. Let's go next. How would you prevent getting old? I work very hard on that, I can tell you, but let's see how you do it. I'm going to ask somebody now. Shafir, not that I'm implying you're old, but where are you, Shafir? Are you with us?
Yes, Fayez.
Oh, good. Okay, Shafir, how would you prevent getting old?
I don't know answer on it.
So let's see. Number 1, never stop learning. Being old or young is a mind thing. It's not a body thing. The body will age. Nothing you can do about it. Like we said earlier, you can put a bit of Botox. You can have cosmetics and pull the skins and all of these things that people play at. But the mind, the only thing that keeps it young is learning, being surprised by things, allowing yourself to be surprised. Some people have this habit of, it's a kind of a self-defense mechanism. You can never tell them anything new. You tell them something, oh yes, I know. Either I read this somewhere, or I thought of it before. They don't allow that. It's a kind of sort of insecurity, but it's a protection mechanism. On the contrary, being surprised, being amazed by life is what keeps you young, at least in mind and spirit. Let's take another one. Don't ever work for someone you don't want to. Now then.
Money.
Okay. Where are you, Smriti? Let me see if I can see you on my screen now that you're speaking.
And I'll just turn on my video.
Oh, great. Okay, Smriti, don't ever work for someone you don't want to. What do you comes to mind? Who do you report to, Smriti?
I report to Jayant and Natrajan.
So think about it. In our life, the person you report to or you're working with or you look up to, whatever is the story, some chemistry happens. So the here says, don't ever work for someone you don't want to. What do you think, Smriti?
I believe that we should not work with someone who we don't really match mentally. We don't have the same kind of an ideology and or a common goal. So we should not work with someone who don't have a common goal.
Okay, valid answer. Here, if you don't want to be, we tend to, just like our parents, we tend to have a lot of copying going on. It's just our human nature. We mirror somebody to keep the harmony, to keep the affinity going. Before you know it, give it 1-2 years, you're behaving like them, you're even appearing like them. If they start to grow a beard, you grow a beard. If you're a woman and they're wearing now jeans, maybe that becomes the way you go. And that's fine. But if they are a boring and a nasty piece of work, you might copy that, and that becomes your appearance and your nature, and you don't want that. Okay. Don't keep making the same mistakes. Let's make what? Let me ask Zahir here. Zahir? Are you with us?
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see you. Yes, Zahir. Don't make the same mistake. What should you do instead?
We have to correct, otherwise the mistakes become habit. If mistakes become habit, it is very difficult.
Yeah, fair answers. However, the thing is, life is like that. Mistakes will keep happening. Just make new ones. Don't keep this. If you keep repeating the same one, that's where the habits come. But also it shows we're not learning from our mistakes. It's a bit dull. So new ones are okay. Repeating the same one is risky. This one actually I learned while walking in the streets in UK or in Europe. You know, they get a lot of performers. Some of them singing, some of them they do this statue where they're like frozen in place. They paint themselves silver or whatever. And they're quite surprising the way they do it. It's especially some of them appear to be standing on one leg or standing in midair on a stick, and there's no way they could balance on that stick. So if you listen to a performer for more than a minute or watch them, what happens? Let me ask somebody now. Let me see. Vishy, what do you think?
Good morning, Fayez.
Morning.
We tend to like it, or we try to think how they are able to do it, but mostly we tend to like it.
Okay. The lesson I learned here is if you stop for a minute or more, you owe them. Don't think you can stop and watch and enjoy yourself and then walk away. Those people that put their heart and soul into it, you should drop something in there. You know, this is a guitar case or whatever they're doing. Sometimes they could be play in a underground station. Not many people do it in UAE because it's too hot to play in the open. But if you've enjoyed it, you owe them. 99% of the time, the right time is
Now,
okay. He definitely got it nailed it there. And it's not yesterday. Why isn't it yesterday or tomorrow, Suhaib?
I mean, if tomorrow comes for one of the things, and also, I mean, what we are waiting for. I mean, we don't know what will happen tomorrow, and whatever has happened yesterday has happened. Now the time to act is now.
Okay, so valid. So really, yesterday, as you say, it's gone. Nothing you can do about it. Maybe you've learned your lesson and it's finished. Tomorrow hasn't happened. It's really just a mental game. And apart from now, being occupied and sucked into past and future is just wasting the moment. The moment is very precious, and there are not many of those coming your way. And every day that passes, you have one less day to live. This one needs somebody in finance. You loan someone 100 dirhams. Actually, anybody who has done this could be 100, 10,000, 1,000. I want to ask you, and don't tell us how much, where, who, but anybody loan money to anybody? 1, 2, 3. So quite a few of us done it. Okay, let me ask you, you loan someone 100 dirham or 1,000 or 10,000. Then they start to avoid you. If you're walking one side of the street, they go to the other side. Or if they think you're going to be in the office, they start avoiding you. Is that good or bad?
Not good.
Not good, huh?
Every day.
No, it's not good. But I tell you, in life, you learn that, especially when it is small sum, it's a great lesson and it's worth 100 dirham. If you loan them 100 and they avoid you, you should say to yourself, I am so glad I gave them the 100. It's worth 100 to me. That mistake won't happen again. And while we are on loaning money, I tell you, please don't do it. You can give it, but loaning money ruins relationships. No matter how intentions were good, no matter how helpful you're trying to be, it almost invariably puts a dynamic between the two parties that actually harms the relationship. And if they avoid you, then it's even worse, but you've learned a lesson. If they pay you, they're indebted to you and the relationship dynamics has shifted. If you can help it, and the best way you help it, you know how you help it? If you haven't got a strategy, develop your own. I just generally like to say, sorry, I've discovered lending money spoiled the relationship. I'm not doing it. If the person is in dire strait, then give the money. But loaning it is a recipe for trouble. Okay, last but not least, before you speak, let your words pass 3 gates. Now, this is obviously, you will not know what the 3 gates is, but let me say it this way. You sitting with a friend and somebody told you, this guy always comes late to work. Or everybody says this guy is, or this lady is tardy. They don't come on time. So what should be the gates that you will put it through? First of all, let's take, is it true? Anytime somebody says to you, everybody says, it's a red flag that it's fake. No, never ever happens that everybody says. Someone said. So that is your first red flag. And we had lots of this during the pandemic. We had it whenever there are conspiracies, etc. Before you even pass a tweet or you pass on a WhatsApp, you have to really ask, is it true? Have I done any verification before I participate? So that's your first gate. You put it through the second gate. Is it necessary? So I could say, everybody says you don't come to work on time, but anyway, it didn't pass the first gate. But let's say, he didn't say everybody said, he said, so-and-so says, you are always late. then is it necessary for me to say that? Will it help anything? Will it change anything? Guy knows that he comes late. He doesn't need me to tell him. So you have to check yourself on the second gate and hopefully you don't go through that gate. Then the last gate, even if these are true, the last gate is the most important. Is it kind? When you say that, are you really going to help the well-being of another? Is it a kind thing to do, or is it going to spoil their day? So remember those 3 gates before you speak next time. That's why it's best not to say too much. Usually a lot go through the gates if you're always waffling. So be conservative of what you say and how often you say it. I hope some of this has been useful. Thank you very much. And now I hope you will rate and comment and have a great day.